All right, here we go. We've got a loaded week of Big 12 action. Things got started on Thursday night where West Virginia picked up a big home victory. They seem to have righted the ship there. We'll take a look back at that here in a little bit. We've got a lot to get to, so let's get going. Oh yeah, and I'm Aaron Pryor. This is Big 12 Big Football. Schedule first, Texas Tech and Iowa State lock up as the Cyclones and Raiders look to keep momentum rolling. TCU and Kansas meet in Lawrence, while K-State's potent rushing attack heads to Norman, and the primetime game is where we get things started this week, as it's homecoming week in Stillwater, with the Texas Longhorns coming to town. All eyes will be on ABC Saturday night as the second-best rushing attack in the Big 12 stacks up against the second-best rushing defense in the league. Oklahoma State's Justice Hill is one of the best running backs in the Big 12, 684 rushing yards on the year, a key piece of the Cowboys' offense. It's an offense that has struggled in league play, getting outgained in all three of its losses. Coach Gundy has long maintained that consistent quarterback play is how this conference is won, and that's something OSU is going to need to get out of Taylor Cornelius tonight, no question. The Pokes defense is something that can keep them in this game as well. They still lead the country in sacks, with Jordan Brailford leading the way with a Big 12 best 8 takedowns. Texas has shown that they can win games with strong offense and/or a strong defensive performance. In their last game, the Longhorns held Baylor to 328 yards of offense, nearly 170 yards below the Bears' season average. And though a crazy good offense could take you a long ways, plays on defense still have to be made if anybody wants to achieve the ultimate goal.
There's only been one national champion in the BCS/playoff era that has won a championship outside of the top 25 in defense, and that was Auburn, and had a guy named Cameron Newton playing quarterback for him. So we understand that to reach the pinnacle of college football, you're going to have to play good defense.
Now, I can't make predictions on this game or any game for that matter, conference office and all, but I will say that this game comes down to whether OSU's defense can keep them in the game long enough to where the OSU offense can move the ball effectively against a strong Texas defense. And who knows, anything can happen tonight in Stillwater.
He loves the game of football, and he wants to do well at it. And I think if he continues to approach it, doesn't take anything for granted, then I think yes, he should have finish out a successful career.
That was Bill Snyder at Media Day back in July talking about Duke Shelley. The senior DB is coming off an excellent game against Oklahoma State, where he had not one but 2 interceptions, 6 tackles, and a pass breakup in the win. He's tied for second in the league in pass breakups and third in the league in interceptions. And he's no doubt going to be a busy man on Saturday with the weapons on offense that Oklahoma brings to the table. We know what the Sooners can do on offense, but all eyes were on the OU defense last Saturday in Fort Worth as Revin McNeil took over the defensive reins. Well, holding TCU to 275 yards of offense was a great start. The Frogs were also held to 4 of 14 on third down, and a big contributor to that was Kenneth Murray. Murray made some key stops on several TCU third downs. He leads the Big 12 in tackles, and coming off of last year where he was named co-Big 12 Defensive Freshman of the Year, expectations were high, and he continues to be a force on that side of the ball.
He needs to take that next step and be a dominant player for us. I mean, there's no question. He's got the physical ability to do it. There's not a more gifted linebacker in the country than this guy physically, and he's committed to it. He works his tail off at it, so he's just getting better because he wants to.
Texas Tech heads to Ames, coming off of back-to-back wins to battle an Iowa State team fresh off its bye week and a win over West Virginia. He's been coming along all year, but David Montgomery had a career day against West Virginia 2 weeks ago. 189 yards on 29 carries and a score.
It's been really fun to watch his growth occur. I'm really excited to watch what continues to grow from the running back position for David, but I think what makes him really special, though, is his work ethic and what he puts into perfecting his craft and becoming the best is really what's distanced him from the rest of the pack in a lot of ways.
I think this is going to be a fantastic game. Texas Tech and Iowa State are both hot right now. The Red Raiders are 1 win away from bowl eligibility. Alan Bowman is back for Texas Tech and came out firing last week against Kansas. If this game is anything other than a one-possession game late in the fourth quarter, I'll be shocked. Either way, the winner leaves this one with tons of continued momentum as we hit November. West Virginia made sure nobody forgot about them. The Mountaineers returned to form, putting up gaudy numbers in a 58-14 win over Baylor Thursday night. David Sills added 2 more touchdowns to the TD column. He's third in the nation in touchdown catches, and the Mountaineer defense held Baylor to just 287 yards of offense. Because of the Thursday game, both teams get a couple extra days off. WVU heads to Austin next week for what should be an absolute battle, and Baylor will host Oklahoma State for homecoming. All right, let's round them up. Top plays from last weekend. Number 3, Antoine Wesley Moss. He had a monster game, 155 yards and a score in the win. Number 2, Dalen Charlotte, one-handed catch. What a grab for the KU junior there. And number 1, John Stevens. Wow, what a catch over the OU defender. Looking forward to another full weekend of big plays and big games and league action. Thanks for watching this episode of Big 12 Big Football, and we'll see you next Saturday. For the Big 12 Conference, I'm Aaron Pryor.